What's going on, everybody? Doc here, Average Gamer Guys, back yet again, MTG Arena action, and this is not what this video is about, but I have to capture this. I am filming this, recording this quick little segment here at about 2:30 in the morning. I just jumped in. I've really been having a lot of fun with Foundations. I think it's a great set. It's been really fun. There's some cool stuff to do, not super overpowered from a limited standpoint, and I think it fits my mind when I think about building decks and putting things together. We're going to be doing a whole bunch more sealed action. That's what we'll jump into here today, but we're also going to be doing a whole bunch of drafts. We actually trophied our first draft that we did, which was really cool. If you want to go check that out. But this is what I get. I play quite a bit of MTG Arena when I'm not recording. And this is what I get. First attempt, I jump in. I always like to take one shot at Arena Direct. I have not ever been successful. I think the closest I've ever come was 4 wins. I think we were able to pick up 4 wins, get some diamonds, some gems back the last time. I think for Dustmorn it was around, or maybe Bloomborough, I can't remember. But this is what I get for for not recording these types of things, because I just won the 2 Foundations play boosters, and I am absolutely stoked about that. If you're a fan of the channel, you know we really enjoy opening booster packs. We do that every Wednesday. If you're just checking this video out, we have a whole playlist and we have a whole bunch of uploads ready to go for future Wednesdays here. Just to break it up, I'm a big collector. I really enjoy just the hunt, a little bit of the gamble, but I really enjoy Magic's art, and it's fun to crack some physical product and have some fun. So I just want to showcase this really quickly. This is still going on. I think you got some time, I'm sure, as of the recording this, but this is the deck we put together. I will tell you, it didn't feel anything super special. It really hit the core components of what a sealed deck and really a limited format needs in terms of a deck, and it just performed really well. We did lose one match. It was a pretty close game. We essentially just kind of flooded out a little bit on lands and spells instead of getting some of the creatures we had, but really nice balance here. 14 creatures, 10 non-creatures. We had a couple of different ways to generate some mana. Really had no mana issues because our curve is just really beautiful. We were hitting 2 and 3 drops very consistently, and then a turn or 2 later we're able to play one of our 4 or 5 or upwards into our 6 drops. We had some good value creatures. I saw Ashroot Animus hit the battlefield once in all of those matches, and it died immediately. Same thing with Spinner of Souls. We really just worked off the backs of a couple of really other good cards, specifically Treetop Snare Spinner. This card is amazing. Late game, when you are kind of tied up on a board, this creature is really hard to attack through. The ability to throw some counters on some other things, you pair that up with the Colony and start giving things trample. That was really fun. We got some great value in our last match out of, or second to last match out of Garruk's Uprising. We drawed a few cards that really helped us to kind of close that game out. We have the Apothecary Stomper here. Again, not a terrible creature, not great, but this was able to gain us some life and help us to stabilize a match, and then push through again with the combination of these 2 and Colony for the 1/1 counters. So just across the board, not a crazy build. No major big bombs, some good creatures, but really just good curve and a solid suite of removal. Double Burst Lightning. We had the Bushwhack, which is pseudo, ramp, pseudo, fight spell, which is always great. We had an Abrade, double bite down, so some stuff that was really cheap. I've actually become a big fan of Gold Vein Pick here. This has helped to ramp as well, especially early. Turn 3, being able to drop this equip, get in for a hit, grab a treasure token has certainly helped this, and I've kind of raised up my expectations for this card. But Fire Spitter Whelp was actually quite good in this deck. We had Felling Blow as well. Garruk's Uprising was pretty good. We had quite a few triggers for this, and then just some good stuff on the back end. An Incinerating Blast, Gorehorn Raider's been okay, been pretty decent. You know, you can throw some damage. The nice part about this is 2 damage to any target. So we did make use of Burst Lightnings to the face to close out a game. Dragon Trainer also pretty good. So a really, really solid deck, and I just wanted to showcase and share. Just honestly, I'm excited. I should have recorded this. I should have talked through these games, but late night, just wanted to play some MTG, jumped in, and we're grabbing ourselves here a couple of Foundations Play Booster boxes. So without further ado, let's get into it. I think we're going to be jumping into some Sealed, so let's go do that right now. All right, here we go. Sealed. Let's jump in. Let's hope for a very similar outcome for that Foundation. I really am. I am still just finally kind of finishing up my little stint here with a little bug that we had going on. My voice has certainly returned, but not quite 100% yet, so not on cam. If you could see me though, I am just kind of grinning ear to ear right now. I'm really pumped. Really pumped. All right, let's see what we got here. Wow, our white and our green is looking quite good. Look at that. Raise the Past. White green is what we're going to play. Look at this. We can do Valkyrie's Call, Vivian Reed, Day of Judgment, Exemplar, and Anthem of Champions, Raise the Past, and Sylvan Scavenging. If these things work out and these colors are decent, this is fantastic. This is a very, very good set of rares. Even if we end up going one color, you know, shift into green or kind of stick with white, that could be pretty interesting. And again, Valkyrie's Call, a couple of these things are a little bit later on, but these two things are pretty big bombs. That partnered up, Valkyrie's Call, into a Day of Judgment, where we basically would board wipe and then be able to get all of our creatures back. That's pretty sweet. Lathril is absolutely awesome if we have a lot of elves, so we'll look to see what our splash into black looks like. Let's take a look at the rest of what we've got. Heir Apparent, Double Helpful Hunter, Cat Collector. You have a Make Your Move, the Pup, the Savior. So nothing too crazy. Helpful Hunters would be pretty cool. Those are pretty good. Heir Apparent it's okay. It's not great, but it's a good filler. Just curved creature if we need it. Cat Collector I actually really do like, especially with the Savior can be pretty nice. We can be getting some cats for that. Raising the Past, we'll have to look to see. I don't feel like that's going to fit super great at the moment, but we'll see what else we got. We do have a Rebuke. So we have a Make Your Move and a Rebuke and a Day of Judgment. That's not bad in white for removal. I'd like to see maybe one other spell there, but that's pretty decent. Blue, Turtle Runaway, Trickster, Mocking Sprite. None of these are fantastic. I do like Faebloom Trick. I'm actually a big fan of this card. Being able to make the fairies and then tap something down is pretty nice. Bouncer's pretty good. Other than that, blue seems to be relatively weak. How's our black here? A couple of Infestation Sages, the Siphoners, the Waltz to bring creatures back. I do like Fake Your Own Death. Blood Witch, we do have a Hero's Downfall, good removal spell. Vampire Nighthawk, and Bacon to Pie. Black's actually looking pretty decent. Our red here, besides the Annihilation, I mean, Fanatical Firebrand's okay. Employment, Shivan Dragon. We do have a Tali. If you're able to attack with this, it's insane. I do like the Raider, but that's not looking great. Let's see how our green is looking. We have a Bite Down, a Giant Growth, the Elite, Horn Beetle, Thespian, whole bunch of Ambush Wolves, Armor. There's no reason we don't play white-green. There's just absolutely no reason we don't play white-green. We have some 2-mana creatures here. I don't know if we'll end up playing Raise the Past. We'll take a look at that, but Ambush Wolf is great. Again, Giant Growth and Bite Down are just solid spells. We got the Blanchwood Armor. We got the Scourge as well. Vivian is just amazing. If you can, especially if you can get her to be able to get the emblem, that's just a lot of times GG's. Empyrean Eagle is fantastic. You know, we could look at, I don't know if it makes sense to try to splash black. We'll take a look at that. Let's see what else we got here. Splashing black here for Lathril might not be bad, although we really don't have many elves, do we? No, we just have the door, Dywin's Elite, unfortunately. She is really good, though. Anthem Champions is pretty cool. We have some adventuring gear here. Campus guide. I don't know. This is shaping up. I don't see a reason why we don't do this just immediately. I don't know. We'll look at maybe 2 to start. I'm just a little worried about. Do we have any ETB triggers? We do have a few. I'm not super big on this creature, Guarded Air. We'll throw it in. We'll throw all of them in at the moment. That's looking pretty solid. Would there be a reason that we want to splash black? I would be more inclined to splash black if Bacon to Pie was 3 and 1 black pip. The double black pips is a little tough. Fake Your Own Death we could throw in there. That wouldn't be too bad. If we need some removal spells, black seems like a decent option. Again, Bacon to Pie is very good. Being able to destroy a creature and get a food token for 4 mana in a limited environment is great. Again, I like Fake Your Own Death. That helps us create a treasure token. Usually results in a trade, and we're getting the creature back. If it has an ETB trigger, you get that as well, which is really, really nice. Same thing with Hero's Downfall. Really good. I just hate that these are 1 or 2 and 2 swamps. This makes the splash there a little bit harder. Although we really don't have any other good options for additional removal here, do we? We could run away together and Voyage. I don't really like doing that. So black is probably our best thought of a splash here, because we don't have any of the signature red spells outside of Fiery Annihilation to look at doing that either. And I do have Scoured Barrens, so we can support that color splash, sort of. We could also look at a campus guide as well, just to help us to kind of clean that up if we do end up doing that. All right, let's take a look here at the deck and figure out how we want to break this down. What I usually do here, if you're new, is I just kind of separate out our removal spells and our support spells. I like to see kind of what card draw we're getting, and also helps me kind of make an assessment for our curve here. That's a support spell. Just Rebuke, Valkyrie's Call. Okay. We're 17 and 11, 3 on the curve. This isn't too bad. What am I not a big fan of? Not a big fan of Heir Apparent. I really don't know if we play this. Oh, this is a pump spell as well. We really don't have enough probably to warrant Raise the Past. A couple helpful hunters, Thespian. We have a handful of spells, but if we get rid of Heir Apparent, because we might have better options for a black splash, we probably don't play Raise, probably don't play Hair. We'll figure out our mana though. I really do think we could probably jump this down to 16 pretty safely. Not too concerned about that. Mischievous Pup again. This is interesting. I'm just not a fan of it. Not a fan of the pup. Ambush Wolf is great, but we could get that down. We could set up with this. I don't like that I don't have more removal. That concerns me. And I'm thinking we do splash black. I'm thinking we bring in the downfall. Maybe the fake our own death, the bacon to pie. And Lathril. And then that lets us bring in the Scoured Barrens. Maybe a campus guide. How does that look to help support this? Is this too much? Because where would I go from here? Do I need the elite? I really don't have any other elves. I'd probably go there. I'm okay with our curve here. 2 into 3 looks pretty good. I think all 3 of these creatures are great. I'd probably get rid of the air. I think we probably shift down. I don't know. We're so reliant, but probably shift down here. What's interesting here is Fake Your Own Death becomes a really good removal spell for us. Especially consider we could use that treasure token to kind of ramp, as well as kind of clean up the color pips that we have. I'm going to not play Blanchwood Armor. I don't think that's necessary. I do think Anthem of Champions is really good because we can be creating... Oh, I take that back, actually. We do have the Giant, but these are really top-end plays. Can we secure ourselves a little bit better fixing, maybe? And if so, how would we go about doing that? And do I want to play the Elite? We could get some extra value off of this later with Lathril and then the Giant for landfall. Is that better than the Ambush Wolf? I don't know. I think this having this stat line with Flash is gonna not be a bad play. Do we really have the ability? Maybe we do this. We really have the ability here to make a ton of tokens. I'm realizing. You know, we could look at a Gleaming Barrier, but I'm not really high on this card. I think the hope that you can get a treasure token off of this, at least for me, early, was much higher than the actuality of getting the treasure token off of this. I think if this was a 0-3 wall, it would be a different story. Because in many instances, whenever I have played this card, I've wanted it to die to get the treasure token. So maybe we look at this. Do I forego maybe the Giant growth? We're sitting at 14 and 11. Is Valkyrie's Call too late? I don't know. I feel like if this sticks and you can get a decent combat, it could be pretty interesting. Man, again, I think the ability here to be able to put 1/1 counters or start making 3/3s that very easily could be 4/4s with Anthem of Champions is really interesting. I am a little worried about the mana here. Maybe I drop the bacon to pie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This would take us down to 6 true removals, but we do have Day of Judgment really to clear things up. I'm wondering if that's going to get stuck in our hand more often than not. Feel like we're very reliant on, yeah, 11, 11, and 3. Maybe go that route because this taps for white. That's 16 lands. I think our curve at 3 can support that. We're very heavy on the top end of 2, and we're very reliant on green and white throughout this. We have just that little splash. 4 pips essentially for the 4 pips that we have here with Fake Your Own Death, the Downfall, and the Blade. I feel like if we can sustain in the early game and not take too much damage, we have a really good opportunity to just ramp right into some of our top end threats here and make this very interesting, especially if our opponents don't have the ability to remove enchantments. We're going to lean very heavy on that with the Call, Sylvan Scavenging, and the Anthem Champions. And then a decent suite of removal. I don't hate any of the removal spells that we have. Day of Judgment is kind of our safety net. Ambush Wolf is the one I'm thinking about, and I'm wondering if it makes sense. And then again, does Raise the Past get a ton better if we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, really 6 targets for it? Probably does. How often are we hitting this where we get more than 2 or 3 creatures back? We can almost guarantee that they're going to be helpful hunters. That's interesting. I'm not sure about that. This one's tough. That one I might experiment with as we get through this. Just kind of thinking about it. Is there any good black creatures that we could look at? Sage might not be bad. Siphoner's not bad. We could really lean heavily into that. Maybe almost so much get rid of Valkyrie's Call, do Raise the Past, get rid of Ambush Wolf, and shift into something that's more impactful here. Blood Witch. I really do like Vampire Nighthawk. I think it's a very, very good creature. I'm going to try this, I think. I'm sure there's some tweaks that we can make. We'll feel this out as we go here. I don't think it's going to be bad. And I think if we can get to some top end with a little bit of protection, if we get to 5 mana, I think we're going to be rolling here really, really nicely. Really nicely. Let's give it a run. Okay. We are on the play. And we're looking quite good, actually. This is pretty close to an ideal hand. As we're going to get access to our spells here. We're going to be able to Campus Guide. We're going to be able to get our other black source here. We have all 3 of our colors. Yeah, absolutely. And we are good to go. And then we can Dazzling Angel into Scourge. They're running a little slow. And then we'll have Hero's Downfall up after that. I mean, realistically, we could just play our Plains and Hero's Downfall this next turn. See what they do. Might be killing my Angel. They broke my wings. Okay, I don't need any more land. Does it make sense to make that a 3/3? Nope. I think we just keep up Hero's Downfall. Campus Guide is providing the pressure. Kiora. Great rare. She's fantastic. I'm hoping we can draw into some of our bombs here. Oh, they got rid of a Guilt Leaf? Interesting. How about we just get rid of you? I knew this was going to happen. All right. We'll make a 4/4. Now, the good part here playing against green-blue is if they have a bounce spell and this comes back, we're making it bigger, which is really nice. We can also pretty cleanly, depending on what they play, if we draw a green source here, we can get Vivian out. And if we can get Vivian out with a turn or two before it's answered, we should be in really good shape. Holy Kaido! They make a ninja! Ooh. Okay, I don't see a reason why we don't. Oh, if we just all attack and push towards Kaido, there's nothing they can do here. Yeah. They can bounce, I don't know, return it? Yeah. Run away together? Sure. That doesn't. Okay. Do I Lathril then? Because of the Menace ability? Probably, right? Again, if we draw another land, then Scourge come down next turn. Menace becomes a lot harder to deal with. They got a really cool deck here, though. They have to play another creature here, or Kaido goes to the wayside, potentially. I have to just force this. Three, 6. Okay. That's unfortunate. I need a green source, please. That was really good for them. They have seen a lot of cards, and I am sad. Because they have found a particularly good pathway here to taking down my threats. This is just incredible. Oh my gosh. I'm going to block. I mean, I don't... I'd rather conserve some here. This doesn't help me, so... Yeah, I'm absolutely going to do this. Both. Surveil. I'm looking for a green source. Okay. Where is my other green source? Come on. Please. Oh, man. Oh my god, this is so brutal. They really have a free attack here. Oh, they messed up. No blocks. They could have gotten some extra damage here. Holy moly. So here's the interesting thing. Then I get to draw a card. Okay, we're gonna be. If we have an opportunity, if Exemplar of Light stays, to be okay. Yep. Make a big attack. Yep. Okay with this. Yep. All right. Let's think about this. Huge. That was a huge turn. So I put the 1/1 counter on the giant. I'm gonna make the 3/3. Because now Vivian ends up getting really good. And they really don't have any strong attacks here. Yep. Sure. We just needed to get to 2 green sources of mana. Oh, this game was a grind. Man, I will tell you what, they did a fantastic job. They have a really cool deck here. And they just had the perfect sequence of answers here, just to get through things. You know, Broken Wings, Kiora, we were able to take care of that, but Runaway Together was pretty good. To stop Kaido from dying immediately. Kaido comes down. They refute into the felling blow. Really kind of just stalled out the game. I do think that being able to trade down with these Wary Thespians and find ours certainly did help us. And then we just had a better top end as we got into it. We had to use our life as a resource here, but we were in really good shape. You know, what do I do here? I like to think about this sometimes, because this isn't like an immediate board state that we're going to win, right? But likely what I do is destroy a creature with flying. I get rid of the Buccaneer. And then it gets interesting. Do I attack with the Exemplar of Light? Do we attack with the Savior to gain some life? Likely what I think about doing is probably attacking with the Savior, just to try to grab a couple of life, put a counter on this, draw an additional card. We're going to be able to draw a card off of Helpful Hunter as well. Trigger another one. Not trigger another 1/1, I'm sorry. And then we really have the option to keep just essentially pumping up Exemplar and the Giant. We have the value engine here, and it would have taken us a few additional turns to get Vivian up and keep her working towards, you know, her 8 to get the emblem. Because we're taking down this flying creature, but we just have the option, essentially with scavenging and everything else. We put the pressure on them to respond. They would have been able to make one really big creature right? Or a couple of pretty decent sized creatures with everything that they had and the mana that they had available to them. They could essentially put 3 1/1s on these, but your 5/6 doesn't really do you a whole lot of good if you know, if it's just one creature and it doesn't have reach or anything like that. So really, if we would have been able to take down Snare Spinner from that point, you know, we're in really, really good shape. I am surprised that they didn't keep playing it out. However, I'm also, I guess, to a certain extent, not surprised. And we get the W. So this deck looking pretty good. Okay, this is interesting. I think we keep, because we have a Thespian. We hope we can draw into a mana. Certainly we want a white source here. But getting Lathril out, trying to curve her up on turn 4 would be pretty good. So let's see what we can do here. Oh, this game loves me. Perfect. Okay. Do I just keep this? I think I do, right? Because Cat Collector with... Dazzling Angel's pretty good. They're going to get rid of Lathril. Or make your move, maybe. I'd get rid of Lathril. Maybe Cat Collector, though. If they're scared about getting run over by 1/1s. They probably have an answer for Lathril. Would be my guess. Maybe I don't have to worry about that too much. I guess I miss out on this trigger. Suppose I should have played Lathril first? I don't know. Well, now they know what I got. So they can't play a creature power 4 or greater. I have just eaten all of their removal spells. How about we just get rid of this? I mean, the pressure's on now. If I can see a Vivian or one of our other top end spells here, feeling pretty good. And Infestation Sage is not going to do it. It will block something. Oh, that's just beautiful. That could not have been a... That was a really good card, actually. This deck is feeling good. This deck is feeling really good. I am running on a high right now. Okay. Opponent goes first. I'm going to trust in the deck here to find me my white source. If we can, we have a really good hand. Oh. Oh, man. You know what? Yeah, sometimes it pays to be lucky. Our draws have been good. I will say that. Our draws have been good. The deck feels really clean, too, though. All right, we're gonna first start with the helpful little hunter here. Draw an additional card that sets us up with our 5 mana. That's feeling really good. So now Giant will become online. We have double green, double white. That's what we want to see. Ooh, I think we actually get this online. We can start making our kitty cat here pretty big. So this will get interesting. Question is next turn. Yeah, I'm not going to block, obviously. It could certainly bounce it, but bouncing Helpful Hunter doesn't feel great. Because I get to draw an additional card. Campus Guide, okay. We also could bring in Lathril here. So I have an interesting dilemma. I could Anthem Champion and Helpful Hunter. Or bring in Lathril. To then put the 1/1 counter on it. I think... we just jam Lathril. A mountain. A 3-color action. Prisoned in the Moon. That's unfortunate. I think I'm okay with this. Let's preserve the life total a little bit. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. That was dumb. I just think we have to jam this at this point. And we'll make a 3/3. They have a removal spell or a bounce spell for the Giant. It is what it is. They do not. Beautiful. Okay, I think maybe we start with Campus Guide. I am going to take the action. I'm going to find a swamp. I'm going to Helpful Hunter. I'm going to place that swamp. I'm going to make a 1/1. And then we attack. Get in for some damage. End the turn and make another 3/3. Okay. Sylvan Scavenging is very good. Okay. They got a land. Now let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just get rid of that. Let's drop this. Everything gets a little bigger. And make a 3/3. Now it's a 4/4. Okay. Yeah, good game. That's just gross. I did probably misplay maybe a little bit. It might make sense to get Anthem of Champion, and the Helpful Hunter down earlier instead of Lathril. Although that ended up giving me the additional land because of Imprisoned in the Moon. So maybe that wasn't terrible. I definitely did make a big mistake by not playing the giant first and then the land. We could have had an additional elf warrior on the battlefield. Other than that, once we got Sylvan Scavenging up and running, this is pretty sick. This is pretty sick. Ooh. What do we do here? This isn't great. But we do have Thespian. I'll try it. I'll try it. We essentially are going to rely on... Ooh, they had a tough... That's a tough mulligan right there. All right, I don't need any more forests, please. Absolutely going to just instantly play this. This gets really good if we get our landfall triggers, so they're going to probably run a little slow. There's a Burnished Heart. Let's attack. Let's see if they take the block. Worst comes to worst, I'll just flash this in. Take the 2. I'd rather get the 4 damage in if we can. Let's flash this in. Sailor doesn't feel great. Yeah. Still taking 4. Unless they can return. To surveil here. Absolutely keeping that. We're gonna elite. They have a refute, maybe? Oh. All right. What are they going to play for 6 mana? Because that's scary. Maybe they needed a green source? That is scary. I freaking hate this card. I gotta press for damage here, I think. I'm gonna slam the giant. And then next turn, Savior. This Consuming Aberration can get very, very big here very quickly, which is a little scary. I really needed that. I need to get rid of this immediately. if they take the block. Okay. A Vivian here would be really good. Refute. You're gonna kill this? I don't actually think that's a good idea. We can find better options. It's really slowing the clock down for me. Again, I feel like we're one good spell away. That's not it, but let's try to attack here, hopefully. They flash something in, we do a bite down. Okay, well, campus guide. I'm gonna decline that, because I don't know if that's silly or not, but got him. Whew. What a grindy game. I feel like we are running into people's very, very good and timely removal spells. And our deck is just able to kind of power through. I guess not as many removal spells as I would have thought. Right? They played the Spectral Sailor to block our Thespian. They did have a really good bite down there when we killed the Consuming Aberration, which we absolutely need to get this thing off the battlefield. It is absolutely gross. They didn't get to make the best use of Tragic Banshee here, which was really good, so that really didn't turn into a 2-for-1 for us. They voyaged our guy away and then eaten alive. Yeah, we just essentially traded resources, and we just were able to kind of push through some additional value. Really nice. GG's. All right, 4 straight wins. That's where we're going to leave you. We're going to come back for part 2 for sure. We're going to see if we can trophy here in a sealed event. This has been one heck of a MTG Arena run we have had up to this point. So very, very excited. We'll see if we can't close this one out. I really like the deck. Actually feels very, very good. Our curve is fantastic. I think we have, pretty close to spot on interaction. One more specific removal spell. I am thinking about actually getting rid of Valkyrie's Call here. This is the one card I'm thinking. We haven't really seen it, but there hasn't also been an instance where this, I think, makes a huge difference. I think instead, taking a look, we're probably actually better off for Raise the Past with what we can bring back here. Maybe actually just grabbing Bacon to Pie could be pretty good. Just trying to look at what the other options might be here. It's either a Bacon to Pie for just a clean removal spell, or the Raise the Past. I'm going to try Raise the Past. Let's see how that ends up working for us. Again, I think the top end threat here, Vivian, really Sylvan Scavenging has been just an absolute bomb. Anthem Champions, we've seen it. It's been pretty good too when it hits the battlefield. So I do think we have enough in here that makes sense to grab this and to see. I think we would get some value out of Raise the Past. But again, I could see a world in which we just swap that out if that ends up not hitting a bunch, or getting us some value. You know, helpful hunters coming back to the battlefield, being able to trade early, get us into the mid to late game where this deck I think really is going to thrive. These guys being able to come back, draw some extra cards and some value does seem pretty good, and I do like that. We have been stuck one game without having double swamps, so I don't really want to press that too much, and I think that's why we'll give Raze the pass to go. But other than that, feels very good. Deck has been a ton of fun. I hope you have enjoyed. Thank you so very much for checking this out. Again, part 1. We'll be jumping into part 2 probably the next day, depending on when this goes up. Might be a day later. If it's again, we do pack openings on Wednesdays, so if it's straddling a Wednesday, then you'll see it the day following that. But flash some socials, like, comment, subscribe, do the YouTube thing. Having an absolute ton of fun here in Foundations, so we will be running a whole lot more of this absolutely sealed. We'll definitely be jumping into some more drafts as well. Again, we open packs. We should have our first collector booster up this week on the channel for Foundations. Those things are absolutely stacked, so tons of fun there. If you want to check out any of our previous, again, we trophied our first draft. If you want to go check out, we have 2 episodes kind of running through all of those different games as well. So if you're interested in that, check the playlists. We have 2. We have one for all of our MTG Arena content, and then one for all of our pack openings. And we'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. Hopefully you enjoyed this one, had some fun, cool, interesting games, neat build here that we've got for a deck, and a good start to this sealed here. Technically our second sealed, actually more so than that, because I guess we did qualifier play-ins, but yeah, really having some fun. So thanks again for watching. We'll be sure to catch you in the next one. Peace.